Look, if anyone's thinking about getting a bearing puller, gear puller, do not buy this 2-jaw one. It's rubbish. But yeah, it's not good at all. Anyway, we're going to have to work out a way of getting this bearing off without damaging anything. Actually, that whole plate might come off. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. All right, let's try and get that off. So those nuts and bolts are in really good condition, so good to keep them. Not going to fit, so we're going to have to get a spanner. Half, hopefully it's half. It's a very tight half. No. Maybe 9/16. No. Okay. Don't know what the problem is with that one. It's my shifter. No. There's actually not coming off because it's been welded. So yeah, don't try and get that one off. It's not coming off. But 7/16 to the back here. Again, that's got another one of those friction washers on here that will keep. That part will just come out. I'll show you some of these. So, the condition of this, really quite nice. Yeah, nothing wrong with this one, so we're keeping that. That bolt and nut, really good. This plate, absolutely stunning. Yeah, that plate is beautiful, so we're definitely going to keep that. Where was this? This was on here. So keeping that all together, get another bag. This clutch. Well, it's not really a clutch, it's just the drive wheel here. This cork will come off. Look, it's had it. So yeah, definitely getting that one off. I'll get off another time. But just a bit of the Lennox here, just to protect it. Same with this. This Lennox is excellent stuff. Now, what's the point of doing this? Well, they're going to be sitting out for a little bit until I get the degreaser tank set up. So a bit of protectant just to protect from some surface corrosion is not a bad idea. All right, so let's get this rear roller sprocket off. That's a little washer. So there's the rear drive sprockets off. Beautiful condition. So when we did that initial degrease right back on one of the first episodes, we did cover everything in this Lanox just to protect it, but obviously that's done a fantastic job because there is no new corrosion on this part. So again, we'll be keeping it. The rear roller, there is a little key down the bottom here. You won't be able to see it just yet, but there is a key underneath this shaft which will get out. I'm hoping it comes out without a fight, but with the history of this machine, the way it is and keys, I don't think it's going to come out too easily. So we'll bag this up. A bit of a wipe down. Hopefully we don't need this anymore, so I'm going to get rid of it. Useful, but also a pain to use. All right. Next, the chain guide here. That part, again, really good condition. So we'll be keeping and reusing that where possible. All right, so next thing is getting this, getting the deck off actually, before we get the rear roller out. We're going to get the deck off. So, a couple of 1/2 inch bolts, just 2 on this side and 2 on this other side here. If you have a look underneath, they are threaded. Not sure if you can see them too well, but they're threaded straight into the deck. So there's no bolts or anything getting in the way there. So hopefully, with a bit of inox, they should come out. So there's the deck. That is in really, really, really good condition. You can see the paintwork underneath is perfect. There's grease and crap everywhere, but with a good clean and degrease, that'll come up really, really nicely. You can see on the top, no cracks in any of its surfaces or any of the paintwork. Obviously we'll drill out that label, but hopefully you can see that. It is a bit hard to read, but Scott Bonnar, Australia, serial number 00776. But yeah, that's just stunning. So happy to see that in really good condition, and it's going to come up really well with a clean and a paint. So lovely to see that. Running out of space. Alright, so on the right side, here's the right side of the chassis. Again, in pretty good condition. Yes, it needs a clean like the rest of the parts, but hopefully underneath this, yeah, there we go, good condition. The bearing housings will get off in a second. I just want to get the other half off just to have a look at that, but you can see really good condition overall, front or outside and inside, no cracks. pretty straight, well actually very straight, which is good. Hopefully this one just pops off. No, it won't, because that key is in the way. So what we're going to have to do, try and get this key off, or we just detach the plates, chassis plate from that bearing housing, and then we'll deal with the key another time. Here we go. Now, significantly more grubby than the other half, but have a look at that. That's what we want to see. That perfect green colour overall, and looking really nice. So, both sides. This is obviously the chain side. Lovely and straight. That's what we want. Nice and straight. Awesome condition. Lovely condition. So there's the two chassis plates. I might get that side off, and then we'll have a look at the roller in a sec. So that's the right side. These bearings should pop out, although I'm not going to try and get them out just yet until I get the vise set up. But they should just pop out. But yeah, the condition of these is actually pretty good. Yeah, a little bit corroded, but the bearings run and turn. It's not really gravelly at all. Yes, surface corrosion and whatnot, but nice straight parts. So, quite a few parts off today. We've got the clutch fork where it attaches to the chassis. We've got chain tension adjuster, the rear drive sprocket, the lower rear bearing housings, the rear roller bearing housing for the right hand side, front roller off, adjuster screw, height adjuster screw as well. There's a height adjuster bar. I don't know what you call this, but that's off. The rear drive clutch. So that's most of the parts. We're down to parts and bits and pieces now. So this rear roller is functioning quite well. I know there's some rocks and whatnot inside it, but we'll get to that when the time comes. But I want to try and get this keyway out, or this key out. Now, if it's anything to go by the other keys that were in this machine, this one is going to be as difficult to get out as the other, but we'll give it a go. Right, we're out. So that's good. I'm probably going to replace it just because I've damaged it a little bit. There's a little bit of damage to the edge there. Not hugely important, but we might end up replacing it anyway. So good, that's off. That'll slide off. And then that'll give us access to the shaft. in just a moment. So I'm going to put these together. So like I showed you the other half, the condition of this is actually pretty good as well. Yes, it's corroded and there's some surface rust and wear and whatnot on it, but the bearings aren't gravelly at all. We are going to replace those bearings, so there's no need to worry about that. But a good clean up, some steel wool, degreaser, it'll work. So wet and dry, it'll come up really well. So we'll bag it, bag and tag. This one was the left hand. Okay, put that keyway in there as well, so that's the right, where's the left, here's the left. Alright, so in here, with this bearing, I was doing a little bit of Googling to work out how to get this off, and what we need to do is get these retaining whatever you call them, clamps, bearing clamp, shaft things off on both sides. There's just a few square bolts on here. I think they're 8mm. Let's have a look. Are they 8? By George, they are. So that's good. We'll get that off. A bit of inox in there. Do this side while we're waiting. 8mm. Try not to shred any fingers. Alright, so 8mm just to get that off there. It's a square bolt, a square headed bolt. And it has a retaining nut, or a tightening nut, sorry, underneath it. I'm not going to play around with those positions too much, but just so you can see. Hopefully that, there we go, slides off. So I'll keep those two together. The condition is fantastic. I love that red colour. I'm not sure if you can see it too well on the camera, but that red colour is beautiful. So that's the right hand side. That gives us access to the shaft. In fact, oh wow, 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 wow. Straight off. That's incredible. Now, have a look at that. If that's not corrosion and rust and mate, that's going to be hard to get off. This is the wagon wheel bit here. But the good thing is, no cracks that I can see yet. I think we're going to have to get a blowtorch onto this to separate that's edge. Yeah, that's not coming off too easily at all. So we'll get that sorted in just a second. Might just put a little mark on that so I know. These pawls are in really good condition as well. We'll get, yes, they are corroded and whatnot, but we'll get them off in just a second. Want to pay attention to the other side for now. Again, 8mm spanner. Get that off. There we go, off. Again, really nice to see that red colour on there, so we're keeping that. And this should hopefully come out. There we go. Right, don't want to lose these pulls. I'll put them back in for now, but like the other side, this is heavily corroded. So breaking that seal, I think it's just going to have to sit in some inox, some degreaser and rust remover and whatnot for quite a while to get that off in one piece. It should just come out, but I don't even want to try and get these bolts out without getting inox and heat into it first. So the two rollers are there, and then here's the shaft. So the pawls will come out, they just fall out. I thought we lost them for a second. But yeah, they're in pretty good condition. The shaft overall is actually not bad. You can see where things have been rubbing and wearing, but the overall condition is actually pretty good. So run through, you can see, yeah, that center part is corroded. We'll see if we can get that off. But there's the other side. Pretty good nick. I thought this whole thing would have been corroded, so that's a good find. So there we go, we're down to all of its components. Every little bit and piece is off and it's in place, and we're in a good position now to tackle some of the rust removal. So where to from here, that's what we'll probably do next. We'll get an electrolysis bath set up, and I haven't done it before, so I'm keen to do some research and work out how that's going to be set up and run, and some of the parameters and whatnot involved with getting that set up properly and safely. I have noticed as well on here, just holding those two bits up, there seems to be some bolts on this one, another plate inside that isn't on this one. So I'll check that out once I get them apart, but they could just be for added weight. This side is significantly heavier than this side, but yeah, that's all the parts into its various components and pieces, and yeah, ready for the next stage. So thanks for watching another Project Resto, and we'll see you in the next one.